friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my podcast co-host in chaos.
Giovanni, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
All right, friends, we are at episode 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10, and y'all, it's the finale. Now, before we dive into that, do me a favor and support the pod by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/no ma'am the podcast. It's just $5 a month, and it keeps this train wreck fabulous as ever. So please make sure you go over there and support the channel. Now, also, if you are new here, welcome. We don't do full, scene by scene recaps over here, but we kind of skip to the filler and get straight to the juice. So, shall we get
Of course.
into it? All right, so this episode kicks off with the wild card reveal. And if you remember, Mistress Isabel Brooks had one ball in the pot, and then Carrie Colby had two. And baby, guess who struts in? The one and only Miss Carrie Colby.
First.
Oh my god, it was titties first. She looked like money. She looked amazing.
Yeah, that's how you re-enter the workroom after you were eliminated.
And fun fact, Carrie Colby is the only queen this season to have an entrance line.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
They should have let them even on the stage.
They should have, but I'm like, for the individual brackets, that would have been a lot of entrance lines though.
That would have been 18.
Yeah. 18 entrance
But
lines.
only 6 at a time.
True. So it wouldn't have felt that way. But yes, you are right. But she's the only one that had an entrance line.
All right. Okay, Miss Carrie Colby.
Yes. She's also the queen to only be in the racetrack, or race driver uniform.
Oh yes,
she's the only one that got to do it.
Yes. Some of those, now, not to be shady, but some of those suits really didn't look like they fit the girls.
Oh, they didn't. Even with the weight loss of Ginger Minch and Mistress Isabel Brooks, it still was giving.
No.
Now, the sister that was pickled was George's as soon as she saw Carrie Colby, because we know that stunt that George's pulled with Mistress in bracket 2 is the reason why Carrie Colby didn't make it to the semifinal round.
Mm-hmm.
So, George's is thinking, oh my god, Carrie is coming for me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would have.
Spoiler, Carrie wasn't. She played it fair. We love her for that. But I really would have wanted some drama from Carrie to come in and be like, oh, bitch, you thought you seen the last of me.
That would have been great to be. I would have gone straight.
Right.
Where's Mistress? I would have been like, where's Mistress?
That, right? But it's Carrie Colby, so I didn't expect her to do that. But at the same time, it would have been great if she did. Okay, so now this challenge is the lip sync Lollapalooza. So Ru enters the workroom and she tells the queens that the final challenge is none other than a lip sync Lollapalooza for the crown. But it comes with a twist. The queens have to use Raider Queen to rank who they think is the fiercest lip syncer in the room, based on who they feel is their competition, right? Obviously from best to worst. Now look, if you were in the workroom and you had to do this, would you be strategic, like the ultimate Raider Queen master playing Jane, or would you have played it fair?
I would have been as strategic as I possibly could have. Because you really didn't know what the ranking was for. I know Irene kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna put I feel like they're gonna do the best one with the last one, whatever. So she was strategic with it. I feel like that's kind of something that I would have done without knowing what it really would have resulted in.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I would have played it just like Plain Jane. I think Plain Jane is probably the best example of how Raider Queen should have went, because she deliberately put Nymphia in the bottom so that she would be in the top. And that is really smart, right? She knew that, oh, wait, Nymphia is really big competition. Her talent is great. Even though we loved Plain and her burger fingers, the stupidness of it all, but Plain was very strategic. She said, I'm going to put this bitch in the bottom. And I think I would have did the same thing, not because I was scared, but it's the game. At the end of the day, the whole ultimate goal is to win the crown and $200,000.
Yeah.
So I would have put George's, Aja, especially if I'm one of those queens who can't buck down. Those bitches is going in the bottom.
No, yeah, I feel like the biggest difference between this and the previous seasons of the Queens was you knew essentially what you were ranking. You knew the girls you put on top would be the top 2, or the girls you put at the bottom could be at risk of going home. With this specific one, you didn't necessarily know what it was for, because it's for Lollapalooza. How exactly is this going to affect the outcome? Again, I think Irene was the smartest in terms. She was like, oh, let me try to even them out, or see, or try to pair myself up with someone that I know I can take down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most queens didn't really see it that way.
No, they didn't. And we're going to talk about some of these like Raider Queen picks. But at the end of the day, and I think obviously, spoiler, we never was able to see how the queens rated each other. And so this could have just been production putting people wherever they wanted to put people. And I think we're going to talk about that in a different episode. But I think that's also didn't help this episode.
Yeah. Or the season in general.
True. Yes. Well, not so much in brackets 1 and 2. I think the editing of bracket 3 was highly produced, and it wasn't the fault of any of the queens. I just think that was just production's mistake. And even if they did it, they were like overly out with it, and they didn't hide it.
And I think that's what really left a bad taste in people's mouth, and why by the end of it, like they were kind of over it, and why they didn't want certain queens to win, and why they felt some other
Yes.
queens were robbed, even though they were.
Yeah. True. And we'll talk about that in our hot takes and headlines episode. But for this, Rue reveals that it is a seeded bracket. And if you're like many who did not know this, what it essentially means is the queen who was ranked 1 goes against ranked 8 queen, 2 goes against 7th, and so forth and so forth. It's very much March Madness. Now, that's very straight of me to know what a seeded bracket was because I don't like sports, but I knew what a seeded bracket is because I've played in many like competitions that had that.
I had no idea what was going on. I didn't realize what was going on until like halfway through, like Irene finishing explaining it. I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yes, and leave it to Irene the alien to be the one to to make sure that the queens knew the rules of
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Because or else I wouldn't have known.
Yes.
Like
I mean,
Miss
that was very
RuPaul
straight of her.
Miss
Yes.
RuPaul said something about seated, and I was like, "That's it. I don't get the joke. Like, where did this joke come from?" And I spent like a whole
Yeah.
2 minutes trying to like, "But I don't get it." And then it was like halfway through, I would explain. I'm like, "That's what that
Yes.
means."
Yes. And you could tell the other queens didn't know either. There was only a few of them that knew what a seated bracket was. But when Irene
Why
did
is
it in
it
her
called that?
confessionals and she a seated bracket?
Yeah,
Now that I don't know why it's called a seated bracket.
that's
I don't know.
I don't know. It just doesn't. I wouldn't have figured that out just based off of it being called a seated bracket. Straight people, please
Yeah.
explain. If there's any straight viewers, please explain. Any sports viewers, please.
Yes. Yes. It mostly happens in March Madness, like when football
Girl,
teams,
I don't even know
college
what the hell
basketball
March
teams.
Madness is.
Okay, so March Madness is the time of the year where a particular season of like college sports happens,
Okay.
whether it's basketball, football, whatever it is, but it's college sports. And so they have many competitions throughout the whole entire USA, and all of these college teams, whether it's like D1, D2, and straight terms, D1 is Division 1,
I
which is
know
the
that part.
top.
I know that part.
Okay, good. All right.
I
Just
know
want to make
that part.
sure. So yes, and then they compete with just like the queens were competing how? Like just like that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
Straight people
now
have
let's
weird
get into this.
customs.
Straight people do have weird customs, but that's a whole conversation for a different day. That's a whole fucking episode. But let's get into these song choices, right? Because the producers, I have to say, they came through this time in terms of like Lollapalooza like songs. So we have Disease by Lady Gaga, which is my personal fave. Love that. We have Joyride by Kesha, Party Lights by Natalie Cole, Raise Your Glass by Pink, Show Me How You Burlesque by Christina Aguilera, another one of our favorites, and then Whenever, Wherever by Shakira. Now, side note, I want to give myself a shout out because I won a shot on Saturday for guessing Disease in like 2 seconds at Bad and Bougie. So shout out to Janae Sequoia and Lanye Armand, and also drag DJ
DJ
Two
Two
Face.
Face drag DJ.
It was kind of like a Bad and Bougie versus Shazam. And so literally like 2 seconds into playing the little harmony, I was like, my hand was up. So shout out to me for
2 seconds
knowing
is way
that.
too long for Disease. I would have guessed it in 0.25 seconds. As soon as that first beat, I would be like, Disease.
No one else got it though. Like no one else's hand was like raised, and I was surprised.
Had it been Abracadabra, all the hands would have been raised.
Fully. But I, just give me my flowers. So I thought that was good. I'm talented. I know songs.
So one of my favorite things on TikTok, which I get them a lot, and I guess it's because I keep like liking it, is they'll have that kind of version, like that kind of thing where like guess the Gaga song in 5 seconds. And I always have to stop for those. But it's always so easy. I need somebody like Liam or Joe to like create a really difficult one. Because all the ones I see are always so easy, and I'm like, girl.
That'll do it. You do need some competition. It needs to be
Yeah.
like some things. Now, some after me, who like the other ones, I would have never got those songs. I think that DJ Two Face did a really great job at using some of the songs that were played for the Lollapalooza. And so if you've seen the episode, then you kind of have a feeling of, oh yes, I remember this song from this. So shout out to him for that. Now, let's get into this actual Lollapalooza because there were some questionable choices that were made. And I just, it's again, there's no shade to the girls. This is mostly a production. Production has full like control over how these things are edited and made it to look a certain way. So we're not shading the girls with our critiques. So the girls vote Ginger as number one, which I thought that was strategic, but I also was like, oh, that's kind of shade to George's because I would have expected them to put George's as number one, but I guess they wasn't seeing it for George's as like their biggest competition.
You know what I think it was? It was they knew how much RuPaul, and again, it's no shade to Ginger and what she does or to the Minister Drag, but they know how much Ru loves Ginger and how she's pretty much wins every single lip sync. So if you're ranking them based on lip sync talent, Ginger has probably lost the least amount of lip syncs in that entire group, or won the most, I
Mm-hmm.
guess you could say. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
probably rank her on the top two.
Yep. And then they ranked Carrie Colby as number 8, which that one makes sense because Carrie Colby was the wild card.
Yeah,
I don't think it's no shade to her lip sync prowess or ability. I think it was the fact that they like, we haven't seen her. So like, we don't know
yeah,
what she can do.
that's true. And I don't think she lip
But
synced at all
Ginger,
this season, right? No, she didn't.
no, she
Yeah.
didn't. And then the one lip sync that she did, or the two lip syncs that she did on her season, one she won and she sent Alyssa Hunter home, and the other one she got eliminated.
Well, I don't think she won that one. I think Alyssa just lost.
The money gun did sabotage Alyssa Hunter, but yes, yeah. So Carrie Colby essentially beat the money gun. Like,
Yeah, no, because
if you think about it,
Alyssa was doing good. Alyssa was doing good up until that money gun.
she was. Yes, up until the money gun. But Ginger gets to pick the song, and she chooses Disease, leaving the girls fully gagged. Shoot, I was gagged because I didn't think that that was going to be the song Ginger was going to
Me
choose.
neither at all. I did not think she would choose that one. I thought she was for sure gonna go for Raise Your Glass. Because I feel like that's a
Yes,
perfect
first.
Ginger song.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously, spoiler alert, she ended up doing it anyway. But I feel like the girls were gagged, especially Aja and Lydia, because I think they wanted that song and they were dressed for that song. Aja
Did you not see
especially,
Diabetes' face?
yeah, they were all gagged. They were like, the girl, we wanted that song.
Yes,
And I, no shade, would have preferred that just to see them do it.
true. Now, okay, so I want to talk about this because Alyssa Edwards was the latest guest on the final episode of the Pit Stop with Monet Exchange, and Alyssa did such an amazing job at critiquing the lip syncs with like honest opinions from what the lip sync was. It was so good and it was on point. A lot of my notes, I was like, bitch, I could be a dance teacher then because Alyssa, it was up there. So we were really spot on with what we were saying. Now, with this song, obviously Diabetes fully wanted it, and you could see it on her face because she was intense. Like, she was looking at the girls like, those bitches better do this song correct because if not, I'm gonna be really pissed. And so there was one time that the cameras panned to her face and she's locked in. And I was like, oh, she is serious. But I thought Carrie Colby was really solid in the beginning of the
That's
song. Like,
that's
she captivated me right away. And I was like, there is going to be a possibility in which she takes this from Ginger. But it didn't go anywhere.
that.
And I wanted the ebbs and flows of the song, and it just stayed in the same beat.
Yeah, when she started, she was doing those movements with her body, and I was like, oh my God, she's embodying the song right now. She's mayhem, like she's the lady in red. She's gonna kill this. And then it got to the chorus, and I'm like, okay. And then she did her
Yep.
reveals, and then she didn't let her fucking hair down.
Oh my God. No, she didn't.
She would
And now
have
I
beat
get it,
her.
right? I think, yes.
She would have beat her if she had let her hair down, and then in that final chorus, just absolutely gone balls to the wall and just like choreography all over the place. I think she would have won. I think she
Yes.
could have beat
Now I
her.
agree. She could have, especially there was a part in that song in which she could have done that. I was so upset that she did not release that hair because it was a missed opportunity. Now, I guess if I'm playing devil's advocate, a part of me is like, well, maybe she wanted to
I mean, yes, I get
not
that.
reveal everything all at one in one lip sync, which is true. But this is for the crown, bitch. You gotta go all the way out.
And you're lip syncing against Ginger. I would have,
Hello.
I would have gone balls to the wall, like fake blood, everything. Like, girl, real blood if I have to. I will break my nose and bleed on the stage, girl. Give me the crowd.
Correct. Now, Ginger started off really slow for me. I think it was a slow burn. And at the end, I think that's when Ginger like won the song because she really felt the emotion and you can see it. Obviously, she did her like cross-eyed thing that she does, like her signature staple. But I just think it's because Carrie was flat at the end that's why Ginger kind of won it.
Mhm.
But there was a moment in that song in which Gaga says like eyes rolled back in ecstasy, and Carrie's eyes like rolled back.
Hmm.
I said, holy
Hmm.
shit.
If
That
sh
would have been a perfect moment to release that fucking hair.
that, or if she had been able to hold it for maybe a little bit longer, just done like a chorus of just that, like again, the final chorus of her just eyes rolled back, like looking full on like being possessed by a demon or something. She could have taken it.
She really could have. She had a really strong start, and then I just needed her to finish strong. She needed some ups and downs, and she didn't have it, but
Yeah.
she did a really great job. And I also think that's why Rue said you gave Ginger a run for her money,
Yeah.
because that was the only queen that Rue said that to.
Yeah.
Because
That
I
is
think
true.
Rue was even surprised, like, shit, Carrie might have won this.
Carrie could have won it, but she just went over with it.
She did. Now, lip sync number 2 was Lydia versus Irene, and Lydia picks Joyride. What did you think of this lip sync?
I mean, I just don't think it's a good lip sync song. I don't think it's a good song,
Fuck
period.
Kesha.
No, I love Kesha. I love Kesha. I just hate the song. I mean, I think it was all right. I think it was cute. They did what they could with the song. For me, neither of them were like, wow, amazing. But I do agree that I think Lydia won that.
Yeah. I thought it was a meh lip sync.
Yeah.
I've seen Lydia do better, right? But even though I think, even with Lydia's like weirdness, it still worked for the song.
Mhm.
But also, like, I've seen Lydia be weird, but also good. This one was like weird and like meh. And I think it was because Irene was so sloppy and like hysterical and frantic in the back, that it just made me just focus on Lydia and not focus on Irene.
At first fall she had, I was like, okay, you can recover. But then she like tripped again, like right after that. I'm like, ooh, girl, never mind, go home.
Yeah, it was just messy. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, like I have yet to see Irene really like do an amazing lip sync on Drag Race so far. It's no shade to her. I'm sure she has because Alyssa has said that Irene is a really amazing performer in person. Like I'm sure I've seen clips of Irene and she's captivating. It's just the lip syncs on Drag Race has not been like my personal
Yeah.
faves of Irene, but that doesn't take away from the talent. She bodied Bracken one, and those runways
Oh,
are
fully.
amazing. Like she looked great. It's just her lip syncs is a little weird.
I agree.
Like, all right. So now lip sync 3 is Georges versus Aja. Now this was a weird lip sync pairing to me because one, they're the queens. I'm saying that Georges is ranked 3rd and Aja is ranked 6th. And I was like, did you not see like Aja do her little dance? Like to think you
Mm.
the shit? Did you not see that? Did Aja not jump off a box?
I
Like,
I would have not ranked her six. I think that made a bit little might have been a result of like the girls being slightly strategic. I don't know. I don't think she should have been ranked six.
neither. And I also don't think that they should have put her and Georges together. Like when I saw that this was going to be a lip sync Lollapalooza, I was like, they're going to put the 2 lip sync assassins
Hmm.
together in a lip sync, just like they did with Jasmine Kennedy and Georges in season 14 to get one of the lip sync assassins out of the competition. Like,
That it
yeah,
was that. Yeah, it was like we can't have both of them at the end. We have to get rid of one.
correct. And so Georges picks Party Lights. And honestly, I expected more from both of them. Like I've seen
It
both of
was it
them lip
was
sync better.
it was cute. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But like you said,
No.
it just wasn't their best showcase. I honestly think it really
Mm-mm.
could have gone either way.
It could have, yes.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like Aja was not prepared for that song, and even in Untucked, she said that that was the one that she was least like prepared for, and so you could see that she was kind of out of her element. She still gave it 100% because that's Aja, and Aja's going to do the damn thing. But you can see that it was like okay, like she felt a little bit out of place.
Yeah. I think she would have killed Disease though.
She would have. Disease, even Burlesque. I think she would have did well with Burlesque too, though. I don't see her like not doing well with Burlesque. I think she would have
And
been fine. She's also really edgy too, so I think both of those songs would have been great. Now, speaking of Burlesque, we have lip sync number 4, which was Bosco versus Diabetes. So now Bosco is able to choose the song, and she chose obviously "Show Me How You Burlesque."
that
Now,
girl was dressed for
listen.
one song and one song only.
Correct. And I was just about to say that. Now, this one, everyone is going crazy over. This lip sync, everybody is like fangirling over. Now, me, I think I made this maybe a controversial hot take. Now, I think Bosco looked sickening Okay, when I mean sickening, she looked sickening. But I think once you take that away, the performance felt a little mid. And
Oh, it
it
was very
may
mid.
not be her performing. It may have just been the way they've cut the song because I know burlesque. Like I've listened to that song so many times. I've watched the movie. So in my head, I'm envisioning what that song should have been like with the snapping of the fingers. Like that's me when I look at it and like the highs and lows from Christina. But the way they edited it, they cut off a really great part and I was pissed.
What I think it was, I agree with you. She looked fantastic. That moment when she sat down and she like feathered the headpiece out, whatever you want to call them, the fans, that was amazing. One of the best lip sync moments we've ever had. But besides that, I think what I didn't like about it was she was too focused on the props and what she was wearing. And I think it distracted her from fully giving a great performance emotionally. And you could see that, like when she was performing, when she still had like the headpiece on, you could tell that she was being like very stiff, like trying to keep it up. I get it, the prop was heavy, but if I feel like if you're relying too much on the prop to elevate your performance, then maybe you shouldn't be using that prop because again, I think it was distracting her from really being able to deliver emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And we know that Bosco is a sickening
Oh
burlesque
yeah.
performer, like sickening. No one does burlesque like Bosco. Like no one is doing it like her. I also think, and this is a problem I had with production with this lip sync Lollapalooza, is I did not think that it was fair. I thought it was really shady to have her put against Diabetes, knowing that they are like such great sisters, and you put them together to eliminate each other. Like didn't like that at all. That was not okay with me.
Yes and no. I mean, again, it just makes for great TV. Yes, it was, I guess, kind of traumatic for them, or just very emotional for them. But it did make for good TV to see them to go up against each other.
Yeah, but like, when is good TV good at the expense of people's like mental health?
Girl, Drag Race, but
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and so I also think that's why they probably was like not as invested into the song too, because
Gaia
it's
fully
like,
did not seem
listen,
into
like,
it. I
no,
was
not
like,
at all.
Gaia.
And I know, yeah. Yeah. Also, it's burlesque, and so you're going against the burlesque queen. So that also is probably why she didn't feel into it. And she wasn't dressed for
Oh,
burlesque,
not at all.
right? Like Bosco was dressed for one song and one song only.
That too.
Like
That too.
that.
Yeah,
So, which would
I think Gaia was more dressed for like Rachel Glass or Disease, but definitely not Show Me How You Burlesque.
not at all. No. Which, speaking of that, right? Like, so then Bosco wins a lip sync, obviously, and she immediately has to lip sync again. And this time she has to
That
lip
was
sync
shady.
against Ginger Minch. Yes, it was. And
That
they
was
had to
shady
lip
as
sync to
fuck.
Raise Your Glass by Pink.
That was
It
shady
was
as fuck.
so shady.
Because she said what? She's like, oh, let me look at the rankings to figure out the next pair. And she was like, Bosco, you're next. I was like, wait, let the girl breathe. Let the girl take a minute to
Correct.
like
Yes.
relax and gather her thoughts and gather herself and be like, all right, I'm ready again. That was shady as hell.
Yeah, because that would have meant that Ginger would have probably either went against George's or went against Lydia, and how the grand scheme of things, they didn't want that to happen. So it only made sense for Bosco to go against one of like Ginger.
But then they also just could have put the other two first.
They could have.
Like they could have just, all right, sit down, you two, come up.
They could have. But I just don't think that fit the narrative, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I think it was like, okay, here you go. Like, and also a lot of folks were upset that they did that. But again, right, you can see that Bosco was winded because she literally just performed. And this wasn't her song. You can also tell that too. Raise Your Glass, Ginger leaned into the comedy and she took it home. Like, it
I
is what
mean, we
it
knew that
is.
was gonna happen when we saw the song up there. Like that's a very Ginger song.
Yeah,
It is what it is. I don't think it was fair to make
yeah,
Bosco lip sync right at like back to back though.
no, I agree. And then we have Lydia versus Georges to Whenever, Wherever by Shakira. And I think this is probably like the second best lip sync of the Lollapalooza. I enjoyed both of them. I thought both of them were in it to win it, but Georges just tapped into the rhythm of the beat and she was good.
Oh, it was Battle of Bruce favorites. It was Battle of Bruce Twinks. Um, I think this is one of my favorite George's lip syncs because, like you said, she really just like delivered when it came to the rhythm. She embodied the song musically. Her dance moves were everything. Like the bitch was twirling all over the stage, and she killed it.
She did. She did. Lydia did a really great job too. And the fact that Lydia was able to come in third place after just coming off season, 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race to now third place on All Stars 10, like that's an amazing feat. So shout out to Butthole because she did what she needed to do.
What's crazy is we've had her on our TVs since the beginning of the year. We're now at the end of
We
July.
did.
We had her on, and she lip
We
synced
did.
every single month of the year.
She did. She did.
Come on, Lydia.
Some more iconic than others, but come on, Butthole, we see you.
That butthole's worn out.
Oh my gosh, it's a fucking prolapse.
After these 7 months, that butthole needs a break.
After these 7 months. Yes. So now, the final lip sync of the night is Ginger Minj versus Georges to It's Raining Men. Now, this song was made for Ginger.
Yeah.
Like, there is no, like, ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a very comedic song. And don't get me wrong, Georges looked stunning. I thought Georges was doing what she needed to do, but no shade. And I live for Georges, but Georges gives me dead eyes every time she performs.
I think that was the I mean, we mentioned it in our lip sync assassins video. She is a great physical performer, like great dancer. Like she knows how to catch the beat and really move her body along to the music really, really, really well. But when you look at the face, it is always very deadpan, and she cannot sell the emotion through her face. And I get it; it's really hard, especially when you're moving the way she's moving, to focus on both that and delivering in the face. But like, it takes you away from the performance, I think.
It does. But I needed a spark from Georges. And also, I really wanted to see something different from Georges. Like, I know that she's going to buck down. Like, I just wanted her to be like a little silly. I just wanted her to lean into that, maybe for this song in particular. But Ginger, it was able to lean into the comedy. Ginger, again, she did her little signature cross-eyed thing that she does, where she looks into the camera and she's cross-eyed and she does that thing like this, right? Like, we know that's Ginger, but for this song, it worked. And at the end of the day, at the end of the episode, Ginger Minj wins the crown, and she's officially the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10.
Yes, I will say this. I felt so bad for Georges at the moment because she genuinely looked heartbroken. And you could see in her face, she like really, you could tell she really wanted it. And then when they announced Ginger as the winner, she genuinely looked very heartbroken. And then I found out a couple days ago, I think Aja said it. I don't know who said it. I think it was Aja
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
Georges thought she had actually lost because she didn't know that they were going to record both of them winning. Because you like anyone who's watched Drag Race for a significant amount of time knows they always record all the finalists winning, and nobody finds out until the night of when they actually air it. That's when everyone finds out. So I think that's why we like you could see the genuine emotion in her. And then they also posted the actual reaction of the crowning. I felt so bad for Georges, but also like kudos to Ginger because the first thing she did after she found out she won was look at Georges and said, "Are you okay?" And I think that's great sportsmanship. Yeah, I was gonna say something shitty, but never mind.
Yeah, honestly, and this is a hot take, and I'll talk more about this on Hot Takes and Headlines, but I think the reason why we did not get a double crowning is what happened in bracket 2. And that's going to be a sword that I'm going to like stand on, right? I think what happened in bracket 2 did not leave a good taste in the producers like eyes, and that is the only reason why we didn't get like a double crowning, because otherwise I do believe we would have got a double crowning. It would have been Ginger Minj and Georges winning season 10 of All Stars.
I could have seen that, but also I do think they made a last minute decision to give the runner-up money just based on how the sound was edited. To me, it sounded weird. Like to me, it kind of gave me the vibe that like All Stars 4 double crowning game, where you could tell that that didn't actually happen. It was basically dumped over post production. That's what them adding in the $25,000 kind of gave me, and I don't know, maybe that was a last minute decision to calm people down a little bit. I don't know what it was, but it to me it didn't feel like they told them that in that moment.
Yep. Probably not. And it doesn't put it past me, but I'll go in more detail with the other episode, but I swear I think that is why they did not do a double crowning. It's because of the shenanigans that happened in bracket 2, which is not fair to Georges.
Yeah. And I mean we'll talk more about the whole crowning in the other episode and what we actually thought.
Yes.
So go watch that one.
Yes.
If it's out. I don't know when it'll be out.
All right, y'all. True. So now, all right, friends, that was our recap of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10. So, You know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a single episode of No Ma'am. And as always, until next time, friends,